Well, the single Escapism, your album's out. I mean, how is taking everything in? Because I'm sure it's coming at you like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, it is, but it's beautiful. Look, I've waited a long time to put a body of work out, you know. Yeah, I'm so proud of it. The reaction's been so beautiful, and I just love this music, and I'm just happy that, you know, it's out there in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a debut album, I feel like it's so special. You know, it's like your first project you put out there. What are the feelings after it's out? Like, is it everything you could have hoped sound-wise, like the way it's feeling, everything?
No, it is. It is. I've just listened to it so much.
Bump those streaming numbers. No,
Yeah.
it's like when you get your raft back, it's going to be like, right.
No, I listened to it so much before we dropped it. So I think, you know, you give it a couple listens when it's out and you get to kind of hit. You know, I listen to music when I put it out and I'm like, what do people think? I try and imagine how they'll feel when they're listening to it. Yeah, but now it's out, it's in the world, and now I'm just touring it, which is beautiful.
Yeah. Do you notice anything when you listen back to it? You're like learning anything about the music or the lyrics or anything that's like, oh, wow.
I think with me, there's always something that could change or improve or whatever, but there has to come a point where you just have to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could tweak it forever.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
to death.
I would, but, you know, I've got to just let it go. And yeah, so no, it's been brilliant. And also, like, in the live show, we get to do some slightly new arrangements and emphasize certain things and lift things up. So it's been really beautiful as well.
I always love that. It's almost like a remix, but not really.
Yeah, like subtle things, yeah.
I think about Harry Styles' show. You go there and every song is not like the original.
Oh,
He's hitting so many different like vocal modulations or whatever.
That's beautiful, yeah. Well, it gives you a new lease of life, I think, especially when you've heard something so many times. You want to bring it to a new
I think it does something in your brain.
place.
Like it re-sparks that love. You're like, whoa, a new earworm, and it just gets stuck in your head. So,
that's beautiful.
But touring's been fun. How has the tour been?
Tour's been amazing. It's been really beautiful. Just, you know, to just hear people singing back all the words, it's just kind of surreal.
I know, it's so funny, especially with Escapism, where like I know all the words and I'm singing it, and like, you know when you disassociate from the lyrics, but then you're like,
yeah, you're like, oh wait, I just said that out loud.
I'm singing some intense stuff here, but it's so catchy.
Sorry
and it's doing
that.
so well every aspect, which is so cool because again, you're touching so many different groups, whether it's social media or just people that find it on the radio or streaming platforms. So it's really fun to watch. Did you say you have 138 shows coming up here?
I know, we're going to be really moving this year.
That's like one every other day.
I know.
Which I don't know if is normal, but it doesn't sound normal.
No, I don't. I've never done that kind of output before. Like, so it's definitely, I have to like start really taking, you know, discipline and routine is my weakness in life.
Yeah.
You know, I'm such a creative. I love to like move where I feel and create when it feels right. But now I've got to really just grow up, really.
Wow. Yeah, it's like having, you're right, discipline to like, you know, this is the last time we'll hear her talk until 2024. Like only singing. It's going to be crazy. Do you have to do anything? You haven't noticed like losing your voice before. Like, do you have any, I guess, remedies or?
If the thing that I use, salt, you know, this is some mad thing I learned. If you have a clean nose, it's a saving grace. I know that sounds kind of gross.
No.
But salt water spray up your nose, both sides. Because when an illness comes at you, the first place it manifests or harbors is in your nose, which is mad. And then it drips your throat, and then you get sore throat or a cold. So I'm like salt water in up my nose all the time.
You know what's crazy is today, or like yesterday, is the first day I ever got saltwater spray for my hair. I have super straight hair, so I was like, I'm gonna try and get some texture in there.
Oh yeah, then it gives a little
a
curl.
little wave and stuff. So now I'll just like up my nose with it.
I'm telling you, salt water it's a natural antiseptic, no chemicals, just clears it out. So good.
I've seen that thing where you like spray your nose and it's like nose guard. Like people do it before the planes. I'll look over, I'm like, what are they doing?
No, I'm telling you.
Wow.
Saving grace.
If I've learned anything from this, it's to get the nose guard.
Take that away, I'm telling you. Get salt water sprays,
So like, have you not gotten sick in a long time? Is that like the...
No, luckily I've been doing really good. My other thing is if I don't sleep, you know, when you do an all-nighter, like the next day, throat is the first thing to go. Your voice is the first thing to go. Sleep is so important. So
then you throw in a drink and that makes it even worse. I don't know if it affects your vocal cords, but like... Because I'm not like you hitting runs or anything, but when I come in for like the radio part, I'm like, hey, you know, it's just gone. It's a money makers.
Like when I do these shows, I just love to I get so excited that I just start screaming, doing big notes, like doing the most. So I think it's also going to have to come to a point where I have to like rein things in and be like, okay, 2 big notes per show, like chill out, save the vocals. Yeah, but we're gonna see as we go.
You're just an extra person, you know. You go all out for everything. Which is,
I am so extra.
Speaking of extra, I want to know about this art installation that you built and the story kind of behind it for the album. So it was like the album cover, but it was an art piece.
Yeah.
And you build it where? Like, where did that thing go?
You can say it.
Okay. So it was like outside, maybe someone you used to work with. And what was like, I guess I want to know about the art piece though. Like what inspired it?
Well, I think, you know, it's the album artwork, and I wanted to create this huge representation of, you know, I was like a kid when I decided I wanted to be a musician. I was like 8 years old. And you know, when you're that age, like you still think your parents are like invincible, and like you're convinced, you just see dreams and stars and like exciting, and there's no awareness of reality, I think, in a sense, as it should be as a kid, right? But yeah, I just had no idea when I was that young girl everything I was going to go through and experience, and all kind of the dark parts and the ugly parts as well. So, you know, and there's a lot of things that goes on behind the music industry. Like, we all know it, do you know what I mean? I think it's cutthroat, it's tough, and there's some not great people, and, you know, and I kind of wanted to create a visual representation of this little girl stood on the top in shoes that are too big for her, looking down at her dreams, and this kind of weird cascade of empty instruments, just to represent maybe how my career's felt in a way. Yeah, but not to be, you know, too negative, but to keep it real.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you brought your sister in to work on that, right?
I did,
How was working with her on that?
Oh, bless her. She was so scared up there, you know.
So for anyone who doesn't know the album cover, your sister was on top of all that.
Yeah.
And she was really up there.
She was really up there. It was quite tall, like, so we used to get a ladder up there, and, you know, I actually held her hand during the picture, and we just photoshopped me out of it.
Oh, perfect.
She was shaking. It was, but she's never stood in heels, let alone heels that is too big for her. Yeah. Let alone on a height that high. But she did so good.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I would need that really too, and I'm terrified of heights, so I'd be like, Ray, give me your hand. But she crushed it.
Yeah, she did.
That's really cool. Bring your little sister to work day, really.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's so fun how you share, you know, about your life just through whatever channel, social media or anything. You were out and you had an Uber mishap recently. What was going on with that?
Wait, what happened in there?
You got your hair stuck or something?
Oh, in the door.
Where were you going and what happened?
I know. You know them days, yeah, where you're just like
everything goes wrong.
A little bit like, what, do you know? Just
Chinese finger trap? Is that what that was? Or was that just...
You know, and it's just like a bit socially,
yeah,
like a bit like, or, yes, I got in the car and my hair got stuck in the door. I just injured my back just like the day before tour, so I couldn't really get in the car properly. So I was just like trying to get in, and then my hair got stuck, and I was just too embarrassed to tell the driver that it was there. So I just sat there for an hour with my hair stuck in the door from north to south London. Yeah, it was quite embarrassing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like,
you know, not every day. Some days we're confident. Some days.
And your hair's not a joke about, because when you get your hair stuck, it ties into everything. So like your back's hurting.
I know.
You can't move your neck.
And my hair is so short, so it's like, how did that even happen? And I was really just like this the whole time. Anyway. Do
you have to rate the Uber driver? Like, you still give him 5 stars, or like?
Yeah, I did.
You have to.
Yeah, he didn't do anything
Something about
wrong.
our generation is that we're never gonna rate someone bad. Whether it's Uber, someone messes up your meal. Oh no, it's fine.
No, yeah,
I'm definitely allergic. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll eat it. You know what I mean? Tipping, we always tip really well. So I'm proud of our generation.
Yes.
Something you should be really proud of. I want to know about your self-directed video for Ice Cream Man. That whole experience. I mean, it had to be tough to do, but I mean, a really, you know, something that you needed to do, right?
Yeah, no, it was definitely tough. Yeah, I think, you know, it's definitely my least favorite song to sing or even discuss. It is, you know, it is difficult. And on that particular day, I think I only managed to do about 3 takes. You know, it was pretty. I had the vision for what I wanted the video to be, and I knew it was going to be hard, and it was going to be that hard. But I'm just proud that we did it, and it's out there. And you know, I wanted to be raw and honest. You know, no makeup or mask to hide behind. Just kind of like the ugly truth, really. So yeah, I'm just proud that.
Yeah, I mean, what a brave thing to do. Absolutely. And I'm sure people who see that and relate, like, do you have any words for those someone who's going through something like that?
My goodness, I just think the most important thing is to just not hold it all on your own. because it can get really dangerous then, and it can get really, it can start to skew and pick at your reality and pick at the frame of who you are in the worst of times. So I would just definitely say anyone who's experienced anything traumatizing in their life to just tell someone you love. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Obviously in your own time, but that should be the goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, to have people like you who are like representing and touching on those things, it's just really gonna, I feel like, help so many other people. So thank you for what you do and being vulnerable and open with those things. Absolutely.
Thanks.
So with all this success you're having, I mean, you're on a rocket ship. You're doing 1,482 shows this year alone. Are you soaking it in, or are you like excited, looking to what's next? You know.
I think I'm really focusing on learning to enjoy things in the moment. I think it's, I don't know what it is about being a creative or whatever. I feel like we're always on this step ladder, and we're always looking up at the next rung we need to grab instead of looking how far off the ground we've come. And I think it's really important. I just got to take it in and be so grateful and appreciate everything happening. There's no point doing all of this if I don't get to experience happiness with it, you know. So I've just got to really,
it's a great awareness to have.
A great time. Yeah.
Isn't that the quote where it's like, you used to pray for where you were at, and like, you got to appreciate it and love it, and then work on to the next thing. Because of course, I think that's part of the success. Like whoever's successful in whatever field, like having that desire to keep growing and do well is what drives you. But at the same time, you got to look around and be like, we're doing it. Because you'll look back and be like, oh, those were really fun times.
I know,
but I was so like
I was
in
so
my head.
Yeah, dang.
Why are they there and I'm not there?
Right.
It's a tough thing. But you can't be distracted because you have 4,000 shows this year. So I'm going to keep adding the number. Catch her out in every city in America. Raye, I'm so excited for you. Congrats on everything. We're going to play Escapism here on the show.
Yes.
So congrats, and can't wait to see you out at one of these shows.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.